should a man ever marry, and do educated women make for good wives and mothers?
I never married one, but just through my experience of dating educated women, like I wouldn't say yeah they would because it's a competition thing with them. Seem like from the ones I know
Yeah.
and met, it's a competition, man. It's they education and smarts and all that versus your everyday regular common sense
Right.
masculinity view on things, man. And education, it can be a prideful thing, man. And they won't humble themselves to it a lot of
Yeah.
times when they educated. So just my opinion, I don't think so. But it's always exceptions. But good luck with taking that chance.
Yeah. I wouldn't take the risk
Right.
because I've noticed that, and I've been doing counseling for so many years. And when we were growing up, the men and women would say, never marry an educated woman. They do not
Yeah,
make for good wives and mothers.
I understand, man.
And primarily for what you just said, too, they're always in competition with the man.
Yeah,
And they're unwilling to stay home and cook and clean and
yeah.
iron and
They
wash your clothes and take
yeah.
care of the babies.
They make their career is just as important as yours.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, how dare you tell them that your career, their career ain't more important than yours. When,
Right.
especially if they went to school, put the time in to go through all that comes with getting that degree and all that, and for you to tell them that they got to put that up just to,
What a
nah.
mess.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So what are the men your age group going to do if they want to start a family? They can't do it with a woman with educated woman. So what would they do?
Well, my thing, what I'm gonna push, man, is to at least be more conscious of the type of women, because I mean at this point, I just don't know if we gonna get to a point where men go back to waiting until they get married to have sex.
Right.
So at this point, it's like at least be conscious of the type of woman that you even risking starting a family with.
Yeah.
Like let's just at
Absolutely.
least start with that. Like don't be out risking a family situation with somebody that you can't start a family with.
But how would they know though? Because the women put on a fake show while they're dating, but when you get married, that's when the whole thing go bad.
How would you know? Well, really, I mean, to be honest, there's no way of knowing but the way God said, and that's to not have sex with them, because
Right.
that's the only way you can really know how you feel or how you vibe with a person
Yeah.
if it's not a pleasure thing in place or whatever. So, I mean, it's tough, man. It's just a tough situation,
Yeah.
really.
I always tell men that on your very first date,
Hmm.
let's say you meet up at the restaurant or you go and take them to the cafe, and you order your food and stuff, and then you ask if we should get married. Are you willing to obey me? And if they say no, say okay, goodbye. Just get up and walk away, leave her there.
But when she get up and walk away,
No, he should get up and walk away.
oh yeah, yeah,
And leave
yeah.
her at the table, because if she says no, that's not the woman that's gonna make for a good wife.
Right,
So why waste your time, right?
right,
If she said no, I'm not willing to obey you. She said no, I'm not gonna work out.
yeah,
And so let her pay for the bill and everything,
yeah,
and you leave.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, but
Well, they can pay for he can pay for his own bill, but not hers.
if he don't eat the food, he ain't got to pay for it.
Right. What you so it's all this kind of advice. I was thinking about the big butt thing again. Can I comment on that?
Oh yeah,
I remember when I started dating, women were nicely built naturally,
right.
right? And then, but it wasn't about the butt, it was just about the sex. And so you recognize a nice body, but it was never about the butt. It was always about the sex. So I wonder why these women think that they need to pay all that money for a butt when the man really just want the sex. He
But
doesn't
when
care
you was
about,
growing up, did they have porn when you was growing up?
no.
Yeah. See now, By the time a young man start having sex now, he done saw so much porn, and then the porn is so much butt, so
Oh,
you just already like programmed
oh, I
to
see.
like, yeah,
Do you know that when I was growing up, they didn't have the magazine. That came later too.
right,
I
yeah,
used to hear about them once I went to the city,
yeah,
but in Alabama they didn't even have the magazine thing.
right, right, yeah,
So that makes sense then. If these guys are seeing all this stuff already on the internet, they become traumatized by that. That's why the big butt thing become attractive.
yeah. That's how Hollywood kind of destroyed. That
Uh,
that was like a seed that was planted from
oh,
Hollywood that
yeah.
really like really started the derailment of men, like because just imagine growing up and you ain't never seen nobody have sex before, you know?
Yeah.
And you kind of grow into your teenage years and you heard about it, but you never seen it. Versus now, you 8, 9 years old, soon as you learn how to spell, you can see somebody have sex.
Yeah.
So that just planted the seed
That's
for,
evil, huh?
yeah.
That's pure evil.
Oh, yeah.
To traumatize them at such a young age
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
And now we seeing the backlash of it.
What a mess.
Yeah,
How do you see? Anyway, I know that you're married, right?
right.
You're married. And how long you been married?
About 12 years now.
And you like married life?
Yeah, it's cool.
And what do you like about it?
Well, with my marriage, to be honest, I got married because I wanted to commit to God. It wasn't even so much about my wife,
Yeah.
which it was, but it wasn't. My priority in my marriage was me just committing to God, saying that, you know what, I'm just finna commit to doing right, living right
And
in
did you?
all ways.
Oh, so you did it so that can kind of get you on, help and keep you on track with that?
Yeah, cause it was like I had so much going on. Like I had my wife, who wasn't my wife at the time, living with me. I had 2 outside kids. You know what I'm saying? And it was just everything that go on with that was going
Yeah.
on, and it was just like we both was young, we both had stuff going on, and it was just so much. And it was just like, how could I ask God to truly give me peace if I know I ain't living right?
Right.
So I was just like, well, if I want my life to be how I want it to be, if I want a decent life, at least let me start out by doing what I know I should do, and that way, whatever go on after that, I can at least mentally, I can process it. Okay, well, this was meant to go on. I ain't bringing this on myself
Right.
because of the way I'm living.
That's right, man.
Whatever challenges I meet, I'm gonna meet them because I'm supposed to meet them, not because I ain't living right.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And so does your wife obey you?
yeah,
She does?
oh yeah,
And and she's in your generation, right? She's younger than you a little
yeah.
bit.
She younger than me.
And she
Yeah, yeah.
obeys.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
You lucked out, huh?
yeah.
You don't find that every day.
It's to the point now that where my wife, she knows me so well now that where I don't even have to tell her. Like she just know.
Yeah.
She know me. She just know me. She pay attention to what it is that I'm trying to do, and I don't even really have to tell her for the old baby. She just know.
And so do you ever have to deal with the hell that come out of a woman?
Yeah.
And how do you deal with the hell that come out of your wife?
Make sure I ain't got no hell in me, first of all.
Yeah.
So it
Perfect.
don't turn into a hell of a party. Well, yeah, just make sure I'm clear of hell,
Right on, man.
and good gonna win.
That's right. Every time. Um, should a man marry a woman who already have children?
Nah, I'm gonna say, based on my experiences, I'm gonna say it's not a good idea. I wouldn't recommend it. I definitely wouldn't recommend it. But if you willing, if you really love her and you willing to go through everything that comes with that, and it means enough to you, and you willing to, like I said, go through everything that's gonna come with it, then okay. But should he do it? I wouldn't say he should.
Yeah.
I feel like because of what marriage is supposed to be, I feel like you both of y'all should bring as much as clear slate to the table as possible. You don't want
Yeah.
to. It's not a good idea for me to be bringing kids into the situation, and her either, because
Yeah.
marriage itself is already a task. And so when you go to add in other components as far as kids and the kids' parents on the outside, on both sides, you just kind of leaving room for the devil to be able to come in and out your marriage
Yeah.
through those vessels or whatever. But I wouldn't recommend it though. I
Yeah.
wouldn't. Even though, I'm an example of that, I'm a witness.
Yeah.
That's why I can honestly say, I wouldn't recommend it. Me and my wife, we went through those challenges, and thank God we survived it.
Yeah.
But if one of us didn't want it, we wouldn't have made it.
Plus, kids don't like step parents anyway. They can't identify with step parents. They only
Right,
identify with
right.
the real parent.
Yeah,
And that's another problem you have to
Yeah.
deal with
yeah,
that you brought upon yourself.
for sure.
Amazing.